Hello and welcome back to Curb Stomp City, and today we're bringing you the final part of the United Kingdom Championship Tournament. And if you missed the first episode, there's a link in the description. I'll give you 3 seconds to click it to avoid spoilers. We've seen Tucker defeat Tyler Bate, which is probably the most shocking result of the first round. And basically this was just so all 4 United Kingdom countries were represented, and unfortunately Tyler Bate was the one that was facing Tucker, who was the only Northern Irishman in the tournament. But yeah, that sets up Tucker versus Jordan Devlin from Ireland, so that's quite a big rivalry there. So yeah, Northern Ireland versus Ireland after Devlin defeated Danny Burch. And then Trent Seven defeated HC Dyer in a fairly predictable result. And then in a close one, Wolfgang defeated Tyson T-Bone in a wild brawl. Mark Andrews, the standout so far, defeated Dan Maloney to take on Joseph Connors, who defeated James Drake. And Joseph Connors cheated to win after he stated he'll do anything to become the champion and throw his championship in the bin and head to Orlando. And then Pete Dunne defeated Roy Johnson, another fairly predictable one. And then another close one. I wasn't really sure who to put over in this one, but as I didn't actually know any of them. But yes, Sam Gradwell defeated Saxon Huxley and advanced to face Pete Dunne in the quarterfinals. So yeah, we're going to go straight into the show. So yeah, we start with Jordan Devlin with a microphone, and he says, "All I keep hearing is Finn Balor this, Finn Balor that. I've been travelling around Ireland promoting this tournament, and all I ask about is, how is Finn's recovery going? When will he be returning?" And he says, "Let me get this straight. I don't care about Finn Balor. I don't care about his injury. And I sure as hell don't care about his return. I am the new shining light of Ireland, and you will all respect me." And then Tucker's music hits as he enters the arena. So yeah, Jordan Devlin is basically just saying, I don't care about Finn Balor, pretty much. And that's all the talk has been about. So it's a good way of promoting that he has been tutored by Finn Balor, and then a good way of turning him heel as well. So yeah, 38 D-. And then Jordan Devlin defeats Tucker in 15 minutes 30 by pinfall with a moonsault. And this only got a 24 E, and apparently they don't click. Tucker got a 20, Jordan Devlin got a 24, so looks like the right decision was made. And Tucker is improving in performance. And then the camera goes backstage to find Pete Dunne attacking Sam Gradwell in the gorilla position. And William Regal drags him off. And Regal says, "What the bloody hell are you doing? Get off him, get to the ring." And then he pulls through the curtain. Then he pulls him through the curtain onto the ramp, and Pete Dunne walks to the ring ready for his match. And then he has a sick smirk on his face. And then Regal checks on Gradwell, who insists he wants to compete. And yeah, that's a bit of setup for that match, a bit of story to tell. And 46D, Pete Dunne taking every chance he can get to wear down Sam Gradwell before the bell rings. And then Pete Dunne defeats Sam Gradwell in 8 minutes 13 with a flat liner. You can see I've added finishes to people that are winning. But yeah, 28E, 34 from Pete Dunne, and 24 for Sam Gradwell. And this match got the crowd hotter. And before Trent Seven takes on Wolfgang, Seven offers a handshake. And then Wolfgang shakes his hand, but it doesn't let go. He pulls Trent Seven in and looks viciously into his eyes. Then Trent Seven's smiling face turns serious. The two separate and head to their corners before the bell rings. So yeah, this is just a way of, getting Trent Seven out of that happy-go-lucky character. And yeah, he's got a serious battle on his hands with Wolfgang, so yeah, that's pretty much what that does. 29E. But Trent Seven defeats Wolfgang in 10 minutes 14 with a lariat. So yeah, he stepped up to the challenge. And apparently they don't click. I think that's twice now this episode. But 26 for Trent Seven and 22 for Wolfgang. And again, the announcer and colour commentary did well. The match got the crowd hotter. And Wolfgang is improving in performance. And 27E. And then we go backstage again, where William Regal demands that Pete Dunne goes into his office. And the camera follows. And Regal says, "Young man, you need to get your act together. You need to show some decorum." And Dunne laughs and he says, "'Cause you never played dirty, right, William?" And then Pete Dunne walks away, and Regal's anger turns into a chuckle, as if to say that he's right. William Regal, he wasn't exactly the cleanest of wrestlers in his day, and he used, you know, cheap tactics, brass knuckles and things like that. So yeah, Pete Dunne just basically putting him in his place and saying, you know better, and 51D plus for that one. And then in a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, subpar wrestling, Mark Andrews defeats Joseph Connors in 12 minutes 16 by disqualification, and it ends in DQ. So Connors has been caught cheating and his plan has backfired and he's out. Connors was visibly tiring, they don't click. 41 for Andrews, 19 for Connors, so he hasn't done well there. 36 D minus. Connors improving technicals and performance. It was set to high spots, so that's probably why he didn't do as well. But yeah, that's just to make Andrews look good, pretty much. Then following the match, Joseph Connors grabs the lead pipe that got him disqualified. He hits the referee with it and begins to batter a floored Mark Andrews. And then Cole says, that's enough. Somebody come out here and help this man. Nigel McGuinness says Connors has gone too far. Mark Andrews may be through to the next round, but Joseph Connors is the one walking away from this one. Andrews is hurt. And then officials and security rush the ring and drag a raging Connors to the back. And this got a 54C minus, so Nigel McGuinness and Michael Cole probably did quite well for this one, and probably the main reason of the rating. But yeah, Connors' character develops. Andrews heads into the semis hurt. And he's learning to show more charisma and developing better performance skills from that as well. 54C minus, and overall we got a 38D minus, and then increasing our popularity in 30 regions. And we're going to point out Andrews is a good example. Pete Dunne and Trent Seven given some encouragement, and Andrews is pleased, Dunne's pleased, and Trent Seven's pleased. And after that, Mark Andrews is feeling the effects of a grueling recent schedule, and has asked for you to take that into account when you book him, so that could affect our rating in the final. And speaking of ratings, we started with a 34E plus. Round 2 got a D minus 39, and we've actually gone down in the quarterfinals to a 38D minus. But yeah, let's hope that the last show that we're about to book now is the best one yet.
So we start the show with Trent Seven offering a handshake to Jordan Devlin, and then he hits him with a cheap shot and floors Trent Seven, and this didn't do great. F plus 14 based on overness between the two. And then we go into their match, and Trent Seven defeats Jordan Devlin in 10 minutes 14 with a lariat. Devlin got a 38, Seven with a 34. But yeah, 40D minus, so that's good stuff. William Regal stops Pete Dunne at the gorilla position before his match. He says, "Kid, I don't want any funny business tonight. This isn't about what I did in my career, this is about the future. We want to set a standard. We want clean wrestling. Don't do anything you might regret." And then Pete Dunne just simply pats him on his shoulder with a smile on his face. And yeah, this is based on Regal's overness, and I think it was Pete Dunne's entertainment, and clearly Regal's overness has carried it. But yeah, then we go to a video recapping Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews' journeys so far, and it goes over Connors attacking Andrews in the quarters, and obviously he's not 100%. And then Pete Dunne and Regal's exchange of words is shown as well, and this got a 58C minus. So again, I think everyone's popularity is going up and they're pulling off better stuff in this final show. And then in a decent match, Pete Dunne defeats Mark Andrews in 7 minutes 54 by submission with a Regal stretch. And yeah, Mark Andrews is hurt, and Pete Dunne, if you've seen his matches, is the perfect candidate to take advantage of that and really wear him down. And yeah, he's ended up with a win and made a statement to William Regal, and he's went in and made him tap with the Regal stretch, and this got a 49D plus, and Mark Andrews got a 51, Pete Dunne with a 36. So we have our finalists. It will be Trent Seven versus Pete Dunne later tonight, but before that we just have a 6-man tag just to calm the crowd before the final. And yeah, we had Wolfgang, Dan Maloney and James Drake against Tyler Bate, Danny Burch and Sam Gradwell, and Tyler Bate gets the pin here, defeating Dan Maloney with a release German suplex. And as planned, this brought the fans down a little, so that's good. Wolfgang and Dan Maloney were off the game. 30 for Drake, 28 for Maloney, Wolfgang 28, Gradwell 24, Danny Burch 34 and Tyler Bate 32. And a few improvements there, but it's not really important as this is the last show. But yeah, 33 E+. And then in the final, Pete Dunne defeats Trent Seven in 11 minutes 52 by pinfall with a brass knuckle punch. So he's took another page out of Regal's book and he's made another statement. He's lifted the brass knuckles out of his pants and punched Trent Seven in the face behind the referee's back and got the pinfall. And they were both visibly tiring towards the end, but that's expected. They've had a long night. They've already had a match. And yeah, they got a 30 each, which is not bad at all, considering. And yeah, 31 E+, Trent Seven improving in technicals. And then after the match, William Regal reluctantly heads to the ring holding the championship. And Pete Dunne grabs a microphone. And he says, here he is, the man I look up to, William Regal. And he's obviously being sort of sarcastic here. And then Regal stands shaking his head. And Dunne says, now then, give me my belt. Tonight, my name has been etched in history. I am the only first ever WWE United Kingdom champion, and I will always be the United Kingdom champion. And Regal is still reluctant to hand over the belt, but Pete Dunne puts the brass knuckles back on his fist and points at them. And he says, give me my belt, Regal, or else. And then Regal is forced to hand over the belt. And Pete Dunne then hits Regal as hard as he can in the face with the brass knuckles. He stands on the top rope holding his belt high in the air. I think that's a good way to end the show. 57C- again, Regal's overness carrying it. I think that's a good way of ending it. We've got a new champion, the first ever WWE United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne. And we ended with a 41D. So it is the best show we've had so far, increased our popularity in 30 regions. I'm just going to praise Pete Dunne, Trent Seven and Mark Andrews, and they're all happy with that. Just before we go, we're going to look at the top 10 matches. And at number 10 we've got Pete Dunne versus Roy Johnson from round 1. Then Pete Dunne versus Sam Gradwell from the quarterfinals. Joseph Connors versus James Drake in the first round. Pete Dunne again in the final. And then we've got the 6-man tag. Then Wolfgang versus T-Bone in the first round. Mark Andrews again in the quarterfinals. Trent Seven versus Jordan Devlin in the semi-final. Mark Andrews and Dan Maloney, which was in the first round. And finally in the semi-final, Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews. So yeah, here's the final brackets, and Pete Dunne is your new WWE United Kingdom champion. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this mini-series and who you think will win the United Kingdom Championship in real life tonight. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and if you have, hit the like button and subscribe for more TEW 2016 and general wrestling content. Until next time, peace.